So what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of this channel. I've been away for a while, and I apologize for that. But I have been spending the last couple months studying for my CompTIA Security Plus because I forget who said it, but they asked if I had worked in IT, which is a very fair question. The answer is no, I have not. I was a guy who just hurt himself and was doing some coding to pass the time because I really couldn't walk at that moment, and I didn't want that time to go to waste while I was recovering my back. I did feel that though, because there's a lot of fake coders on the internet, people who put up facades, and at the end of the day, all they want is to get your money in their bank account, and they really don't care or have any authenticity to them. And it's happened a lot of times, so I don't know who's who, so I can't make any claims, but I will be honest and say to everybody that no, I try not to be that guy. I know that if I set up this channel and there's, exposures coming out 5 years from now, because I took shortcuts or because I was just trying to make a quick buck, that would come back and haunt me very bad. And I would deserve it because anybody who does that or fakes a facade, um, yeah, they should have that public scrutiny because I'm a big guy who wants authenticity in nearly everything I can do. So what I'm going to say is that no, I have not worked in IT field. I know that there's YouTubers out there like Aaron Jack who have a lot of experience. And actually, I when I was learning to code, I was using guys like Aaron Jack as an outside source. I was using a lot of like Web Dev Simplified. I am a fan of their work, always will be. They make things very easy to break down, and they have a lot of good tutorial vids and a lot of just overall topics of tech that I enjoy. But I felt that, and I kind of felt myself like, am I good enough to do this? So I took something that wasn't necessarily coding based, but IT based, and I wanted to know if I knew enough to pass this. And I did pass. I got just the score I needed, the 750 to pass this. This was my first IT exam, my first CompTIA. So I had a lot of questions going through my head, like, what's this going to be like? Is it the same as what they prep you on these study guides? Uh, you know, everything pretty much. And what I can say is I can't tell you what was on the test because I signed something. And from what I understand, I shouldn't be doing that. There's a lot of forms that go in, like your terms and conditions, but I will recommend who I used from a complete beginner of any sort of certification test for any IT work. Professor Messer and Jason Dion is who I recommend. I started off with Jason Dion's course on Udemy for like $8, and I learned quite a bit. And I just rewatched his videos and I took his practice exams, and I was getting about like 70% on there. So I knew I wasn't ready, but I knew I just needed to keep putting in work in and understand my knowledge. So I bought Professor Messer, I bought his practice test, and then I bought his bundle that had his practice tests, and then it had the Cert Master Learn, which I really wanted to do. Now, Cert Master, I would have to say it's got its place, but it was the least likely source that I would recommend out of the three that I did. Because the Cert Master had a lot of stuff in there, and a lot of their questions were very hard. So when I was passing the Jason Dion test with about a 90% accuracy, and then Professor Messer's books, I was getting all those questions wrong. I mean, sorry, right. I went over to Cert Master, and then I would get around to 60%. I went online to see if everyone else had the same experience, and it was pretty similar. So my confidence that went down went back up. And I was thinking that, you know what, I should just throw myself into the wolves, test myself now, not keep putting myself down, get some confidence, and just try. And you know what? I tried, I succeeded, and I am very, very happy with what I got. The 601 Security Plus is on my checklist. It's done on my certifications. A lot of people recommend you go to from A plus to Network Plus and then to Security Plus. I skipped over two and went right for Security Plus. Now I'm going to go read A plus and Network Plus material just to understand more. I probably would have done a lot better had I done those. So I recommend people start with A plus if they want to do IT. And this is all my opinion from a beginner. What I would have done differently, or what I recommend everyone else do differently. I know that you guys won't. A lot of people want it right away. I try to overcome that and say, okay, what do I have to do at square one before I get to square two and onward and upward? Um, so I was doing that. And after I got my test done, I took it online. I had to make sure that my room was all cleared out. I had to make sure that there was no doubt that anyone was helping me out. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. So they were making sure the integrity of the exam was within, and it was a pretty good experience nonetheless. As I started taking the test, my confidence was up here, and then it kind of went down, but my heart was pounding like I hope I got it, and I got it. I'm very happy. I understand that the learning process is always going to be nonstop, and it's always going to be onward and upward. You're always going to have to work towards something. I took a break this weekend because trust me, I had earned it. And I'm going to do some stuff this week that's really going to help continue growth because I do want to take more exams and get more stuff done in this field. Um, but I do recommend that people try taking these IT exams because this is actually a good thing to get your imposter syndrome away. If you have imposter syndrome, which you know what, honestly, after people were saying that to me, that have I worked there, I get it. I'm not the biggest dog. I don't have a lot of experience there. But I understand that I now understand that, yeah, you know what? I feel good enough now to at least say that, yeah, I got IT experience, or now I understand enough about how computers work to at least regurgitate what I've learned. Because my thing is if I can't teach it to someone else, I have absolutely failed at learning it. And that's the main premise of this channel is every time I learn something new, I want to make sure I can teach it and teach it correctly and make sure people are, having a positive experience too. Because I just have to start somewhere. Because I was watching Professor Messer's videos, and let me tell you something about Professor Messer, who is the number one I recommend. Messer, Dion, and then Cert Master is kind of just miscellaneous that I recommend people use. Messer was really seemed like he was passionate and serious about people uh, getting better and being cybersecurity certified. He wanted to make sure people were learning what they needed to learn. And the guy was very passionate. And I saw that because he was very matter of fact. He just wanted to make sure everything was done right. And he didn't throw in a whole bunch of jargon that you just did not need. And it was the perfect type of professor that I wish I had when I went to college. And this guy was so matter of fact, made it fun. You felt like he was connecting with all of his audience members, which he's earned his huge audience, and I see why I'm always going to be coming back to his study sessions because it's always a nonstop learning thing. But this guy really made sure that I was doing good, even though he probably didn't know who I was because he's got a huge audience, right? But for someone to have that much integrity, you could tell that he's going to be around for the long haul, and that's what I want to be. And I'd rather be a guy on square two that's teaching people square two stuff than faking being at square 10 and just BSing everything because then that just screws over my integrity as a creator, a content maker, and I'm going to come up with more video ideas for this channel. But I was gone for a while because I really was applying myself to this test, and I'm glad I did. So, anyone who takes it, believe in yourself, apply yourself, work hard, and you will get somewhere. I hit a milestone. I'm not at the finish line. The finish line never comes, especially in life, because you're always looking to get better. And now I'm ready to go back and understand that the time I put into these things is not going to be wasted. Thank you guys very much. I will see you guys on the next one.